So let's start with New York, where the case is about an alleged payment of $130,000 made by Trump. Allegedly, it was really made by Michael Cohen, his fixer, his lawyer, his consigliere at the time, to Stormy Daniels, the porn star, who allegedly had an affair with Trump or some sort of tryst with Trump. And they were paying her, the allegation is, to keep her quiet. Now, if this was so that he wouldn't lose the election, then he could be in legal trouble. That's what happened to John Edwards. If this was a payment that was indeed authorized by Trump because he didn't want Melania to find out, or he was just embarrassed and it didn't have to do with winning the election, that's not really illegal. But this prosecutor in Manhattan, Alan, seems hell-bent on getting Trump. And what have you gleaned from what he's revealed about the grand jury proceedings this week, which are underway right now?
I think his main witness shouldn't be Cohen. It should be Sigmund Freud, trying to analyze what part of Trump's brain motivated this action, whether it was a desire to keep his family from knowing about an alleged affair or a desire to win the election, or both. I mean, it's so impossible to make those kinds of distinctions. Look, nobody in their right mind would believe that Bragg would be going after John Smith or even John Edwards on a case like this. It's obviously an example of get Trump, and it's so dangerous. And it asks the wrong question to ask, is he technically guilty of a violation? I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I want to tell you how dangerous this is by reading a brief quote from probably the greatest attorney general in America's history, Justice Robert Jackson, who served as the chief prosecutor at Nuremberg and then was the attorney general of the United States. With the law books filled with a great assortment of crimes, a prosecutor has a fair chance of finding at least a technical violation of some act on the part of almost anybody. In such a case, it's not a question of discovering the commission of a crime and then looking for the person who committed it. It's a question of picking the man and then searching the law books or putting investigators to work to pin some offense on him. Could there be a better description of what Bragg has done, what is going on in Georgia, what Letitia James did when she ran for office on the campaign promise to get Trump? This is the worst kind of danger to justice. You know, as Lavrenti Beria once said to Stalin, I don't want to make comparisons to the Soviet Union, but he said, show me the man and I'll find you the crime. And that's what's going on with Trump. People are determined to get Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. I have a constitutional right to vote against him for the third time. And I don't want to see any prosecutors prevent anybody from voting for him or voting against him. That's something the American public should do. In a banana republic, we have former Banana Republic head once said, for my friends, everything, for my enemies, the law. And that's what we're seeing done. Today, it's Democrats going after a Republican. Tomorrow, it could be Republicans going after Democrats, as they did with Hillary Clinton. So this is a nonpartisan problem that America is facing, the weaponization of the criminal justice system against political enemies.
Just look at the number of investigations open against him right now, and he's out of office. And that's where they intend to keep him. I mean, that's what we believe these are really about. Just to stay on the New York case for a minute, I neglected to mention the second piece of it, which is they're going to allege, it looks like, then what Trump did after authorizing this $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels, who is going to take the stand and reportedly did so, I think, yesterday in front of the grand jury. They're going to say that instead of just recording properly in the Trump books, $130,000 paid by Trump to Michael Cohen as a payoff to Stormy Daniels, that would be stupid if you're committing a crime. But they didn't record it like that. What they did was document it as legal expenses, because Cohen was Trump's lawyer, legal expenses paid by Team Trump to Michael Cohen. And this is the second piece of it that Alvin Bragg may have used to get Trump. My understanding is in most circumstances, you can twist the law in a way to make it a felony, but in most cases, that's a misdemeanor. And it really does, require one to ask, Alan, is this what it's come to? The most likely indictment against Trump is going to be for a misdemeanor on his record keeping?
Well, first of all, it's not even a misdemeanor to pay hush money and to try to keep it secret. That's what hush money is. Many prominent people have paid hush money over the years. What turns it into a felony is if this was designed to cover up an unlawful campaign contribution. And this combination of statutes has never previously been used, as far as I know. And it's not the job of the criminal law to create new crimes. You're supposed to prosecute people for things that were obvious. Thomas Jefferson once said, for something to be a crime, a reasonable man reading it while running should be able to understand the law. Reading it while running. That's a wonderful image.
That's good.
Sitting, and I can't understand how you can combine these two statutes and turn a non-crime into a misdemeanor. It's not a crime to pay hush money. Then they turn it into a misdemeanor, and then they turn the misdemeanor into a felony, simply in an effort to get Trump. And it might work because you can indict a ham sandwich, as we know, and so there can be an indictment. In New York, you can probably convict Trump of anything. And or in the District of Columbia, where overwhelmingly people don't want Trump to run for election. Now it'll be up there to the courts of appeals, and that's probably
the special prosecutor.
So the
DC is where the special prosecutor is. Okay, so wait, but let me offer this. So just to clarify, so that the viewers understand where we are. So they're going to say you misrecorded the reasons why you paid Michael Cohen those monies. That was not legal fees. That was to reimburse the $130 hush money. And the hush money itself was illegal. That was that was the underlying felony that makes your sloppy record keeping go from a misdemeanor to a felony, because you were covering up a felony. So in other words, we can get you on the bookkeeping if it was to cover up a felony. And we're going to allege that you committed a felony by paying hush money to Stormy Daniels. And the only way we can get you on that is to prove it wasn't just to avoid embarrassment or getting in trouble with Melania. It was to win you the election. So this is the long logic of Alvin Bragg, the DA in Manhattan. Michael Cohen has already served time. He admitted, this is what he went to jail for. He admitted that he did this. Because the prosecutors had him and he went to jail. And he's a sour grapes guy. I mean, this is the other problem. He went on the media tour. He's now become a darling. I mean, can I just give you one piece of background on this, Alan? I remember when I went to make up with Trump at Trump Tower. You know, he'd been coming after me in the whole debates and all that nonsense. So I went to Trump Tower, and Trump couldn't have been nicer. He was totally gracious. And Michael Cohen saw me outside of the Trump office, and I mean daggers in his eyes toward me. This guy was such a Trump loyalist. If looks could kill, I would have been dead on that floor. And frankly, vice versa, because I'd known what he'd been doing to me behind the scenes as well. Trump, totally magnanimous, let it go. You know, we were over it. But Michael Cohen was such a fixer, he couldn't. Now he's done a 180. Now he wants to kill Trump. He's got the daggers in his eyes for his old employer, who didn't bring him with him to Washington, who didn't really think that much of Michael Cohen and had embarrassed him in a couple of settings. And now he's doing his MSNBC media tour. Sherry from Omaha, Nebraska has this to say about Genucel. Quote, "I have sensitive skin and I am careful about all products. Then my husband bought me Genucel's immediate effects product and the Genucel deep firming serum. Felt it working immediately. Eyes look amazing, face feels smooth, and it diminished the appearance of wrinkles. So impressed. And thanks to Genucel and my husband, I take Genucel everywhere," end quote. And it's not just Sherry. Genucel has sold over 1 million products to women and men across this great country. Say goodbye to fine lines and wrinkles and even those annoying under-eye bags and puffiness from years of endless Zoom calls and the like. Look 5, 10, even 15 years younger, just in time for the warmer weather. Best of all, guaranteed results in as little as 12 hours or your money back. Go to Genucel.com to see for yourself with 70% off their most popular package, all their best stuff, including the classic under-eye bags and puffiness treatment, free shipping, and luxury beauty box containing 2 free gifts with every subscription right now. Go to Genucel.com/MK60. GENUCEL.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.